Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to share my latest obsession with you and hopefully inspire you to have a go too. About a week ago I started making these floral pom-poms and I quickly realised that it was going to be hard to stop as it's so much fun and so addictive. There are a few tutorials for pom-poms online and I learnt the basics from those, but in this video I'm going to pass on what I've learnt, the materials, tools and techniques I use to make my floral pom-poms, and you'll discover why this is so enjoyable and relaxing, and maybe we'll become addicted to making pom-poms together. I use the Clover Pom Pom makers. These come in a variety of sizes, and the other tools that I find useful are a plastic needle, I'll show you what I do with that later on, and a very sharp pair of scissors. You'll also need some yarn. For this tutorial I've chosen 5 different colours and I'm using merino wool in a medium weight, but you can use acrylic yarn if that's easier for you to get. It's certainly cheaper than using wool, but I decided to use natural materials for my pom-poms, but whatever you use is entirely up to you. We're going to start by pulling out one set of arms from the pom-pom maker. And then we're going to wind the centre of our flowers. So choose whichever colour you have decided is going to be the centre of your flower and wind it round like this. When you've finished winding the centre of your flowers, your pom-pom maker should look like this. Cut the yarn and then choose one of the 2 colours that you've chosen for your flowers. For my flowers, I've chosen a dusky pink and a paler pink. So I'm going to start with the dusky pink. So we start by winding to the left of the first centre of the flower, and then we move to the right side and we wind a little bit more. And then you want to cover the centre of the flower with an even amount of yarn. Again, you cut the yarn and then you'll move on to the second colour that you've chosen for your flowers. In my case, this is a pale pink, and we do exactly the same as we did for the first flower. We now need to make the leaves, so get your green yarn or whichever colour you've chosen for your leaves and wind several times to the left of the first flower and then to the right, and then do to the left of the second flower and then to the right. You'll then need to choose your base colour, so this either needs to be lighter or much darker than the other colours you're using, because you really want the flowers to pop. So I've chosen a light base this time, and you'll then use this yarn to completely cover the flowers and the leaves. So try to get as much of an even coverage as you possibly can. Now choose one of the colours that you used for your flowers, it doesn't matter which one, and wind it around like this. Cut the yarn and then you'll add the centre of the flower. You'll notice that this time we're adding petals first, then the centre, and then a layer of petals again. Then you'll want to add leaves either side. And then you can choose to add more flowers on the left and the right, or just do what I did and add a couple more leaves. If you do decide that you'd like to add more flowers, which is something I've done with other pom-poms, you can just do them in exactly the same way as we did the centre flower. Then you'll need to get your base colour again and you'll cover the entire half of the pom-pom with this colour. Make it as even as you can And if you want a really dense pom-pom, you need to keep wrapping until it seems very, very full. And when you put it back into the pom-pom maker, it fits really snugly. Now it's time to pull the other set of arms out, and you'll do exactly what you did on the first set on the second. So just repeat what we did until the pom-pom is fully wrapped. The next part is my favourite part, where we cut the pom-pom open, and you'll see why I love this so much in a moment. But before I cut, I always get my string ready to tie the pom-pom. So I cut a generous length of the yarn I used as the base colour, and I always tend to double up for a pom-pom of this size. So set the yarn aside, get your scissors, and we will cut open the pom-pom. This part is always so enjoyable because for the first time you'll get an idea of what your pom-pom is actually going to look like. I always think it looks like the flowers are blooming as you cut it open. When you've quickly checked around your pom-pom maker to make sure you've cut all of the strands, you'll then get the yarn that you put aside earlier, and we're going to tie it around the centre of the pom-pom. So while the pom-pom is still in the pom-pom maker, you pull the string to the centre, and as I'm doing here, you wrap it around, you tie it, you pull it as tightly as you can, and then I tend to wrap it around the other way as well and tie it another couple of times, but pull it so tightly so that you can't pull it anymore. I can't stress this enough, because if it's not tight enough, your pom-pom is going to fall apart. To take your pom-pom out of the pom-pom maker, you need to lift up both sets of arms and then pull apart very gently the two sides of the pom-pom maker. This will release the pom-pom. When the pom-poms come out, they can sometimes look a bit wild and scruffy. So now you need to trim them. So however much you trim is completely down to personal preference. I actually really like to trim my pom-poms quite a bit because I think they look really dense and really neat, and I like that look, but some people prefer them to look a bit more fluffy and a bit more wild. One thing that is really useful to do when you're trimming your pom-pom is to keep turning it, keep looking at it from different angles, and just try to get it as round as you possibly can. Sometimes the trimming can take as long as the actual making of the pom-pom, so I just like to put something on in the background and I just clip away, snip, snip, snip until I'm happy. and I find this part really very enjoyable and very relaxing. I'll occasionally use the needle, kind of holding it on its side and just running it over the pom-pom. It helps loosen some of the fibres, and they stick up a little bit more, and then you can cut them. I also use the tip of the needle to sort of bring up any little bits that are tucked in. So yeah, just zhuzh your pom-pom with a big needle or something like that, because it really does help to get a nice finish. So eventually you will end up with some hopefully very neat and very beautiful pom-poms. Anyway, I hope that this tutorial was useful to you. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and let me know any pom-pom tips. Do you make pom-poms? Let me know in the comment section below. Any questions you have, just leave them there and I will answer them. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of my Patreon members, especially Carol Rebhols and Ter Sands, for their support every single month. They actually help me to make these videos for you, not only the exclusive videos on Patreon, but also the YouTube videos. Their support is invaluable, so thank you so much. And if you've subscribed to the channel, thank you too. It does mean a lot to me. Okay, take care everyone. I'll see you soon. And in the meantime, stay creative.